Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Learn the Conjurer, and I am your host of all things spooky, creepy, weird, and fun. We're gonna have fun. Anyway, I know that I had previously said in one of my other videos that I didn't really condone celebrating the holiday of Thanksgiving. Not to say that I'm judging any of you, I'm just saying that I never really cared for the holiday. I got to thinking about it today, and while I don't really care for the holiday, I do really care about the origins of America. Namely, the Native American tribes that once existed here and still very rarely exist today. So you see, a friend of mine actually turned me on to this website called native-land.ca. This site is awesome. You enter in your home address and it can tell you which Native American tribe lived on the land that you are currently occupying. I was really interested in this because I felt like I wanted to be able to honor the people that once lived here. And also, I'm very spiritual, and I like to say that I do practice certain Native American traditions, even though I myself am not Native American. So I really wanted to do it right. Because of that, I wanted to do my proper research and actually look into which tribes lived on this land. It just so happens that my entire state was mostly dominated by the Seminole tribe. Now, the Seminoles had a lot of wonderful traditions as well as great legends that went along with their culture. And I got to thinking about it that I really wanted to learn not only how I could honor the land in the way they did, but also what were these strange creatures that they believed in that actually lived on their land with them. So I did some digging and I found a very interesting legend. When I say interesting, I actually really mean terrifying. One of these particularly horrifying creatures to the Seminoles was a creature called the Stikini, which I might be mispronouncing wrong because white. I don't mean to offend anyone if I am actually mispronouncing it, but of course I will have all of the resources for this particular creature located within my show description. The Stikini, to put it simply, is an owl creature that actually was rumored to be medicine men of the time that could shapeshift into this owl. Originally, they were thought to be evil witches that could transform themselves into owl beings. According to Seminole legend, by the daytime, they would just be normal Seminole folk, but at night, they would, quote, vomit up their souls and transform into these owl creatures. Oh, not only would they vomit up their souls, but also their internal organs. So really what they were these undead owl creatures that would feed on human hearts. Some Seminoles would actually refuse to speak about these creatures for fear that it would attract them to their homes. It's very similar to Navajo legend with skinwalkers. A whole other thing. I am not even going to go ahead and get into that right now because, woo, terrifying stuff. Because this fear was very real, Stikini stories were really only told by the medicine men or the healers of the tribes. Now, some other people in the tribe would speak of them kind of like a boogeyman to scare children, sort of like cautionary tales so that they would stay within their homes at night. Hearing the terrifying cry of a Stikini would mean that it was an omen of impending death. Additionally, medicine men would warn people of the tribe that if they continued to speak about Stikini, chances are they could even transform into one. Now, you remember how I said that whole thing where they would vomit up their souls at night along with their internal organs? Well, you're probably wondering, but how did they become a regular human in the morning time? That doesn't really make any sense. What would happen to their soul and their organs? Well, according to them, what they would do is they would hide their organs and their souls in a tree so that other animals couldn't find them and then feast on their organs and soul. Oof, dark stuff. Well, you would think that if the Stikini are attacking people and basically ripping out people's hearts to eat them, you'd think that there you go, they just take it and eat it, done. No, there is a process to this. This would be that the Stikini would take a human heart out of the human's own mouth to their own home and cook it and eat it in secret. According to legend, the Stikini would have to at least have one heart per night. Now, is there any way to defend yourself between a Stikini attack, you might wonder. In order for you to defeat a Stikini, you would have to find the Stikini's organs and soul wherever they hid it in their hiding space. If you found them, you had to destroy them by dawn, thus destroying the monster. Additionally, if you're able to distract the Stikini before the sun rises, the sun actually was dangerous for Stikini, and it would cause them to burn up if they didn't find their organs and soul in time. It's also very difficult to find Stikini. Oftentimes, if you tried to hunt one, it was very difficult because, of course, they're shapeshifters, and they could look like typical owls if they wanted to. In some ways, Stikini would look like a man and an owl together. Similar to Mothman, maybe? Today, this legend is still highly respected and equally feared among Seminole people alike. What do you think about the Stikini? I have a personal story to share. So I've been living in this state my entire life. I am a native. And in living here my entire life, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I have never once seen or heard an owl. Honestly, I was just beginning to think that they didn't really live here, or that maybe if they did, that they were in a zoo. I don't know. I'm not an expert. The point that I'm trying to make here is that I have never seen them in the wild in the state that I live in. So fast forward to last year when I move into my new home, still in the same state, just in many cities away. At night, I would begin to hear the sounds of an owl. And it's loud, guys. I can hear a loud owl. And this thing must be huge. Because not only can I hear it clearly, but I also can hear it jumping through the trees. Probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm telling ya, would I lie to you? I only have a YouTube channel. Why would I do that? I've yet to see it because, of course, where I do live, it is quite rural, and I don't really have any lights outside, so I can see at night. I've yet to actually see this owl that's been making these very, very loud hoots and very loud commotion at night. In a way, I'm a little bit comforted by it, but also after reading this legend and knowing that the Seminole folk did live on the land that I currently occupy, it does make me feel a little uneasy now, I'm not gonna lie. But what do you think? Tell me more about Native American legends that you find to be interesting and terrifying as well. If you liked this video, please consider liking as well as commenting down below, and please consider subscribing for more spooky fun content. Thank you so much for joining me, ghosties and ghoulies. And remember the rules of conjuring. Never play alone, never play in a graveyard, and always say goodbye. Goodbye, ghosties and ghoulies.